Ari ambuye naira naine. Naine. Naira naine tapu mulire kuno. Mwana we tapu mulire kuno. Iwe yo tamira muru mwana we. Mwana iwe.
Okay. Let me welcome you again to our program. Today you are with me, Vinjero Gondwe, the program which I have talked about preacher and his work. Yeah. We say this program is designed to bring preachers to be able to share their experience in the church. In our last program, we started with Brother Austin Chivwati Gondwe, who happens to be my father, and also talked about the impact which the parents have on their children, and also we also talked about the need for a preacher to have a good wife. So today we are continuing, and we'll be able to he'll be able to share more about his time as a preacher. But most importantly, he'll be able to share what are some of the things he did as a preacher. So I'd like to welcome you again to our show, Brother Austin Chivwati Gondwe.
Thank you for hosting me. I think I take it as a pleasure.
All right. Yeah, in our last program, as I've already said, you talked more about your father, what he did for the Lord, and the impact which he had on you. And now I would like to pick it up from now. He has taught you as a preacher, has helped you to be trained as a preacher. Now, what happened next?
It's so interesting because I didn't come here in Lirongwe to be a preacher.
Yeah.
I came here to look for employment.
Okay.
Because after finishing my O-level, I looked for employment that time. I didn't go to university at that time.
Okay.
So when I came to Lirongwe
So it's like you were coming from where?
From Rumpi, my home.
Okay.
That's Buira Ochozori, my church, moving to Lirongwe. But the school I was in Karonga, so I also worshipped in Karonga district. Okay. So Karonga, Rumpi, then to Lirongwe. Yeah. So when I arrived here, I was staying with my sister, but later on I moved to Falls in August 1980. As somebody who was just getting employed in the government as an assistant human resource, something like assistant human resource. But at that time, because of the way my father trained me, when I placed my letter for transfer to Falls in 1980, I had other things which also lent I to 1980 when I was just 22. Mm-hmm. Yeah. In 1981, when I was at Falls, they elected me as a church secretary. And that time it was strange because I was not married and the church was a big one, about 400 people. And I was elected as secretary. But some people opposed, said no, because he will be part of the core meetings, seniors and the preachers in Central Region will be part of them. He must be married. But some people said, no. One, he's active, he's honest. In fact, he has gone to school compared to those days when you have an MSc or an O-level, you look somebody very educated. So I was a church secretary. But now, the issue of balancing this, just I'm employed and the church has appointed me as a secretary.
Yeah. And you have come here in Central Region because of work now.
Yeah,
so you have to balance these two things.
This was a big problem. But still, people say time management. I think it's wrong to say time management, but managing your activities fitting the time. Okay. Because God set the time in Eden, so it's always moving.
Which you cannot change.
You cannot change. So you can't manage that one.
Yeah.
You manage your activities against
that time
the time which God gave us. So on the part of government, I was so lucky because I was sent to university to get a university certificate in general management in those days. Within a short time, I was also sent to study in South Africa to get a bachelor's degree in human resource management. Government paid for me. On top of that, I also studied with the University of Leeds, Metropolitan University in the UK, where I got my Master of Science in Leadership and Change Management. This also helped me on the part of the government side, not to face problems of promotion. In civil service across the world, promotions are very difficult, but I didn't go through that one. That's why I was promoted up to the office of Director of Human Resources. That in the government side.
Yes.
On the other side, on the side of the spiritual side, on the church, in 1981 they created me as the church secretary. 1984 as a church deacon. I was still not yet. That time I was about to get married. In fact, I was married, but at that time, church deacon. Later on, I was elected as a preacher.
Okay. At first.
At first, 1994. At first,
which had more than 400.
Yes, yes. A young person is elected as a church secretary, a deacon, and a preacher. At the same time, I think within after we opened a new church at Area 36, which is this one.
Yes.
It's where I've been there for almost 7 or 5 years. But 2 years ago, they appointed me as the church elder.
Okay.
So I retired in the government, but I've not retired the other side. We can say I've retired, but not tired because I'm still serving.
Yes, still serving.
So what I'm doing today is because of my father. He trained me to go to school. I've done it. The government also looked in my importance and they trained me. So you can 1981 a church secretary, 1984 a deacon, 1994 a preacher, 2022 church elder.
Okay. So in 2022 it was your first time to be appointed as a church elder.
Yeah. But I've not stopped preaching because it's like Petro. Petro, though he was old, he was a church elder, but he was still
preaching.
Yeah. When the opportunity comes in, you take it.
Yeah.
Don't just leave it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that's how I've been balancing this.
So what you are saying is it's possible for someone to balance these things. It's possible for you to balance your work, and also it's possible for you to give time to the work of the Lord. Because you have seen a lot of people sometimes they find it difficult. Yeah, that's very true. Because the time I was promoted to Chief Human Resource is when Cruikshank came in. Okay. So when was that? 2000. Oh, okay. 2000. You're talking about Edwin Cruikshank. Yeah, Edwin Cruikshank. As a missionary, he came here in 2000. So I was moving for 2 years. But later on, I was promoted to another position in the government, which I couldn't move. So Preacher Isaac Banda from Salima came to take over me to move with Edwin Cruikshank. Because the responsibility of the government were too difficult. I could make decisions for a district, make a decision for the nation. Yeah. Sometimes I could represent the country. Okay. I've been to Zambia, Kenya, so representing Malawi. So I couldn't move with the missionary closely. Okay. So I could only meet him on weekends and so on. So Isaac Banda he came in because of this gap. Okay. Yeah, that's how the situation was. But it's possible for someone to balance this. It's very possible. It's very possible because it's about the dedication, I think. Dedication and the way you were brought up. That's very important. Yeah. Because the way my father treated me, I can't leave church issues. I can't leave the issue of Bible. I can't stop studying the Bible. I can't stop preaching because it is part of in my blood. Okay. Yeah. So how children are brought up counts more when they grow up, whether at work or anywhere. It counts. Okay. Because the marriage is the basic unit of God. Okay. Yeah. You have also talked about you moving from Lumpi, coming here to Central Region. And we have also talked about Forza Church. Yes. So how was it like you moving from North? You are coming to Central, where language is new, you are meeting people for the first time who you don't know, and you are brought up by your parents saying that there's no way you can leave the church. So you're coming to this place and we are coming because of work. So how was it like now for you coming here? My life has been very interesting because I left staying with my parents when I was just 15. After training at Ruaga, when I was about 16, I left for Karonga with my in-law, where I went for primary and secondary school, then from there to Lilongwe. But the point I want to make up is that when I arrived in Lilongwe, I noticed a lot of differences where I came from. First thing, from North to Central now. When I came here, I saw in the church singing choir, special people singing for us, standing there. Somewhere old ladies and so on. Church of class, yes. Okay. I noticed it, so I said, what is happening? Okay, maybe. I asked them, no, you see, sometime. You are talking of 20 years. We are used here. That's how we do it. Okay. Later on, I noticed that apart from choir, during the road supper, they were singing a song, which we didn't know. I also accepted, maybe, we've been doing for a long time. So the answer was for a long time. Yeah, that's what you're saying. It's not something biblical. So I also said, I also have been doing it for a long time on the other side. Karonga, Rumpi. Here they've been doing things on those for a long time. So, okay. But it's the same church which also recognized me to put in these positions while these things were happening. But I'll talk about
the relationship with me and some other preachers, because that is the main issue which I think we need to know. In Central Region, we had the district preachers.
Okay. Yeah.
One preacher for a district.
For a district,
So
he's one taking care of responsible.
Brother Makwaka was from Zimba. Then he went to the church, sent him to Chipata, Zambia, in Peasant Park Church of Christ, the one who established that church.
Okay.
But when the church moved from Mbavi to Lilongwe Falls, the missionaries and people in the north who knew Mr. Makwaka said, no, can we get him from Chipata to here? But he said, no, I think he cannot accept because he's well established there. So that to talk to him, so he moved to Lilongwe. By the time he came here, he found the choir issue, the singing on the road supper, not in Chipata, but here. No. It was here. He also found it there.
Just like the way you also...
Yeah. That's like this. It has been there for them. But let me talk about the missionaries.
Okay.
The missionaries, I think, Giriam, Jad, they came here to establish a church at Mbavi.
Yeah.
At Mbavi is where there is a Baron farm.
Yeah.
There are British man there. And when they were discussing at Ruaga Mission, nobody knew where Mbavi is, where they could find accommodation. Giriam connected himself to Baron, the British one, to find accommodation. But how
was Baron a Christian?
No. Okay. He's a farmer in Lilongwe. He has been there for over 100 years.
Okay.
He has been there for a long time.
So when these people came, they said...
So as an American, he had to connect with a British farmer for accommodation.
Okay.
So they accepted. But for them to move from Ruaga to here, that's a problem because they used the rickshaw from Red Cross Blantyre to Ruaga and so on. So my father said, I will escort you. Because because he went to Enera Teba that time to work in South Africa. He went there. So he had an idea of traveling out to reach Lilongwe and so on.
Because by then there were no clear-cut roads.
No proper roads and so on. So he accepted. So he's the one who took the missionary and some other preachers, I can't remember the names, to Mbavi. He stayed for a day or two, went back to. So when we are talking of the Church of Christ in Central Region, the man who said, let me go and escort you missionaries, Jad, said Chivwati Gondwe, my father. Okay. Let me escort you, I have been there. So they thanked him for just showing them the way, but he left them there. That is 1960, 61.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, he was also new in church, but they still used him.
Yeah.
So you can imagine. So that's what happened. So Makwaka was in Lilongwe. In Doha was Kasarika. In Salima, Muhango. In Kotakota, Chisuro. But I also knew later on about some other Kabinda Mbewe from Deza. He had a special way of looking at issues. He didn't talk much almost all the time. But when he talks, other preachers would listen. That's his way he was like. So that's how Waero Kasarika was like an administrator of all these. Fortunately, I was also called in by the preacher that I should be their private secretary.
Okay. For
the church and private, they used to meet at the Imponera on a 5.
So on that one, you have talked about you being asked to be a private secretary for the preachers. I think you have also pointed out to say, back then the way things were, a preacher was the one who was responsible for maybe 20 congregations in this area.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It was like
the whole district.
Yeah, the whole district.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. The whole district one break, like Makwaka Lilongwe, but they added some like Mtengezo also came in.
Okay.
Then days I was people they looked at it as normal. It was normal. But at that time, what also I noticed that even the missionaries and the church preachers that time, they never preached about the importance of a church elder.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't. According to Jad, he said, we don't see anybody qualifying. So I think we should be wasting time.
For us to preach
no, we are wasting time. Let's convert people. Let's convert the church.
Okay.
Yeah, this. But in one of the private meetings which we had at Imponera, that was very interesting because they could discuss issues. I should write for them, but they could withdraw what I've written after the meeting. They were keeping themselves.
Okay.
I could just write and read what I've written, but they keep the document. So it's very interesting on that one. But in that one, I asked them one thing: what have some the differences about singing choir? They said, no, it started somewhere in Mbavi. Okay. What about singing on the road supper? I said, no, it started in Mbavi. So my interest was, how did it start? Because people are talking about sing on road supper, they don't know how it started. But they couldn't stop it because the way it started.
It was like they were used to.
Yeah.
It was normal for them.
Yeah, the choir and all this. But about what I managed to convince this, even the missionaries, which I did it personally, is we need to teach the church about the importance of an elder. The qualification must be taught to the church.
People should be able to know.
So they can prepare for them. So I convinced them. Brother Makoko accepted it. We started teaching at Force. That's where the first elder there. Then there was a big meeting at Chawara in 1997. That was the time when Jad was there. I think there's a picture here. Jad was there. His son was there. Everybody was there. These people. Yeah. I was teaching on their presence, which they never taught in Marawi. From south to the north, they never. So no, importance of qualifications of church elders. 1 Timothy chapter 3 and so on. After that, Jad said, no, you proceed. He didn't comment much because even the preachers, they didn't comment much. I started. In 1998, I taught again at Karoro, another big meeting. But I saw people leaving the gospel because they were so furious. Why teaching now? The whites have never taught about the mission, have not, old preachers have never. So people were angry. Was how can a young man teach when these people were here? They have never thought about it. So that's how it's so courageous. I think to be courageous is good sometimes. Not the age. Don't worry about the age. The age cannot buy anybody. The truth does not look at the age. Let's say the truth. So what happened? About the choir.
Yes. So
that issue of elder was solved. The choir, we tried. We had a big meeting at Kabwaba Primary in Area 25. Where church leaders and elders were met there. I was also there. I was invited as church secretary in 1991. So the discussion started around 8. We thought it could end in a very big or bad way. But around 4 or 5, we agreed that it's not right. I told them, when we are singing, who is the audience? That's my first question. Who is the audience? Is it us or God? I said, it's God. It's okay. Some churches were using drums and so on. But according to Ephesians chapter 5:19, we have a drum in our own heart. We have keyboard is already here. We don't have to create an artificial one. No, it's everything here. After a long discussion, somebody said, though you are young, but I think let's listen to this young man. What he's saying about. But we agreed, no, we stop singing choir. May 1991. I was part of that team. But Kawari Church of Cassette will not stop.
We are used.
In fact, they were famous because the radio were also using their songs and so on. So the whole country knew about Kawari Church of Christ Choir. So stopping was like the fame is going down. But later on, after 2 years, they also stopped. But we didn't treat them as enemies. No, we thought they are still in the learning is a process. That's what happened. So that's how. But the other one, which I think is about sing on road supper. This one, I think, we'll take it in the next year.
As we are talking again, we have also pointed out about having a gospel meeting at Chawala Church of Christ. That was in 1997. So how were the meetings organized back then? Those gospel meetings, how were they done? We have talked about that. I think it's good for us again to know how was it. Even now people are doing gospel meetings, but I think there's that change.
The way we are doing here, maybe there's a difference because in those days, we could do preparatory meetings for the whole year, around February or March. So the church could say, no, in days I will have a meeting. Then which dates? So we could throw out all the dates for the whole year. So when we go, we know this year we'll have these gospel meetings. Usually we have only one big one, the rest small ones. So we used to do it around May or April, these meetings. We also had regional meetings, district meetings, and area meetings. But we are planned at one big meeting. Yes, that's why we used to do that one.
And also, you talked about the introduction of the missionary, Edwin Cruikshank.
That's another shift of, we can say the paradigm shift of the church that time. Because we didn't have, Gilliam was staying here, but he was on and off going to Zimbabwe and so on. That's why this problem was the church when it started at Mbavi. He stayed for a short time, then he went to Zimbabwe to establish another church. So the church was left alone for 7 years. So the 7 years is what now we are battling out. We are writing a lot of this on the WhatsApp and so on, choir, sing on the road supper. it's this gap where the church wanted to be, the people who remained, they were looking at numbers, not the Bible way.
Yeah.
So if somebody is from another denomination, you are already maybe a pastor somewhere, you are baptized, they could leave him still as a leader.
In this church of us, yes.
If you are immersed somewhere, already immersed in the water, they could not baptize you, they would just welcome you.
Okay.
So the 7 years, a lot of things happened. So the same people who came around that time, these people brought in choir. Where he was, Gilliam was not there.
Yeah.
Brother Makwaka was not there.
Was not there,
Yeah. The church was So what happened at Mbavi is the choir introduced by members who were from denominations. They were given positions in the church. It's very easy to maneuver what you have been used to. So the choir came in, singing on the Lord's Supper. They also brought by these people. But the Gilliam established church in Red Cross, they were not. The chapter at Ruaga, they were not. The chapter at Mbavi, they were not. But the 7 years he was out, they came in.
Started,
So the problem we're solving here is not the Gilliam, not the missionaries, not even the preachers. The preachers came in when it has already started. But when Gilliam came back from Harare, after 7 years, he was also doing on and off.
Yeah, he would just come and stay for a
He found this, he said, no, I think let's leave them. Otherwise, the church is new. So if you were to excommunicate these people or to rebaptize them, I think maybe some people singing the right singing and so on. So leaving a problem for a long time, it becomes a problem for other people to sort it out.
That's what we are trying to do.
So when they moved to Falls, it continued choir, but we managed to stop the choir. I was part of it. We managed to stop these issues of the choir. We stopped. What else was stopped?
Yeah, singing on the Lord's Supper.
This is what which remained, but the choir was out. Preaching of elders started everywhere. Now we have elders. So coming on, you have said about Cruikshank. Cruikshank came in 2000. Okay. He came to Falls. Later on, they welcomed him, but the problem is we didn't have a missionary for 30 years.
Do you have an idea why, out of all these churches in Central Region, he came to Falls?
The system was very simple. All missionaries who came to the Central Region have to go through the Central Church because we had the trustees there. In fact, I was the secretary for the trustees for some time and approving them to the government. Fortunately, I was in the government, so issues of sorting out for them, it was not an issue. So that's why they were, even Janajin, when he came to Falls, later on went to start working with us in Band and the rest. That's what happened. So Falls, unfortunately, people are taking as a headquarters, but it was central all these activities.
So
Cruikshank came in, but he had a different approach to preaching. One, he established more Bible schools across the Rongwe and other districts, which we didn't have. And he visited all Church of Christ missions in Malawi. In fact, I moved with him. We were at Namikango, went there, went to Mzuzu. I moved with him for that time. And he also started teaching on separation of 5 acts of worship. He started it.
Because as you have talked about singing on Lord's Supper, once they are taking Lord's Supper, they are also singing.
Yes. Gilliam did not practice this, but he found it, but he couldn't stop it. So also a radio program, Truth for the World, he also introduced on the radio for the first time. So the more Bible school just assisted the church to understand the work of the church elders, survey of the Old Testament, New Testament, separation and importance of 5 acts of worship. But he targeted only rural churches. That's the point. So rural churches that will listen to him and he taught them and they stopped singing on the Lord's Supper. So town churches did not. They were just hearing about it. But sometimes people think of status quo, what they have been used to, they can't stop. Change is a process. I studied change management. It's a process. It's not an event. So you cannot tell somebody to change right away. No. So that's one of these. But also Cruikshank finishes tour in 2013 and then for USA in 2014. But the time was leaving, almost Lilongwe was able to understand that the 5 acts of worship, they should be treated separately. The point was very clear. There's no act which is more important than the other. The other thing is, if you can manage to do 2 at once, it means you can also manage to do 3 at once. You can also manage to do 5 acts at once. So people are talking of two, mixing or two, but the three can also be done.
Yeah.
So the issue is not the two, but the point is on 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 33 and 40, we have been given the responsibility to do things orderly. Decision to do orderly is up to us. So the question is, okay, if you are not doing it orderly, is the worship good? No, the Corinthians said they were told it's not good. Leave everything at a time. So people are arguing a lot, but the point is, what you are arguing is not the missionary who brought this thing. It's people from denominations who were just received at Mbavi and they introduce it, and you are fighting for a thing which is a foreign body.
Yes.
So why do we fight for a foreign body, which we are not part of it? Okay, if you say status quo, for how long? It's not an issue that has taken a long time, no. But who started it and why? Do we take it up or leave it? So the what important is God has given. Do you know this wonderful gift God gave to human race? Do you know it? The power to choose. If you choose to mix these acts of worship, you still have a result.
Yes.
If you don't, you say each act of worship should be done separately. God has prepared both. There are results in both sides. It's not America where they are singing or not. It's not. But
it's what the Bible
the Bible says. Orderly worship must be created. So this, I think, brought a lot of things in people's mind. But to me, personally, I think after where I came from, in fact, I was one defending about singing on the road supper. But when I learned about how it started, my mind changed. No, I think I can't be a prison or a thing which is started by the tradition of people, denomination into the church. So those who are defending, they must know that it's not part of us. It's not the missionary. It's not the preachers or Brother Makwaga. No, they found it. But that the problem to stop it. Cruikshank came in, taught it, stopped it. Those who want to continue, the power of choice, God given.
There are results.
It results in both sides. Simple.
Yeah, I think it's very important for us, I think, as we have pointed out, that whenever we are bringing people, whenever we are adding people in the church, it's very important for us to be able to teach them so they should be grounded in faith. Otherwise, if you just convert someone and leave him, there's a possibility that he's going to fall away or he's going to bring something which is not allowed biblical. When you're talking about also the issue of introduction of Edwin Cruikshank, we also talked about mobile Bible school, which he taught in many places. And now, there was this issue of mobile Bible school. Is it because there was no Bible school here in Central Region by then?
Yeah, we just go back. We have a Bible school in Ponera, but it's seasonal.
Okay.
A Bible, people are talking about Bible school. Bible schools, we have Bibles in Ponera, Lirongwe, Namikango, and so on. A Bible school is like a university. So the quality of the syllabus, who created the syllabus?
What are you teaching?
What are you teaching? And the depth of the syllabus. And the quality of teachers. In the world, we saw Harvard University. It's like anything, but it's the top. Why? The way they pick lecturers, the depth of the syllabus, and the quality of lecturers, and how they select the students. So our Bible school all will be at a different level. You go to just ask for them the syllabus. You see, very shallow. But the basic of the Church of Christ is there in all Bible schools. But other lessons, they are not in a good depth. I learned about this. There's no syllabus about 14 years now. Maybe the school can start. 14-year student, 14-year boy should come for training. Just grounding them now at their fresh brain. So the issue, people are talking, no, Bible school should sit down and so on. They are at different level, different syllabus. All this is a big difference. But what is important is the depth of their syllabus, the quality of teachers.
Is it something biblical?
Yes. That's
what you can have a Bible school, but if you're not teaching something biblical, then you are going to create more problems.
You may teach some biblical, but at a shallow. That's another shallow. Likewise, in Tanzania, they like Swahili, but Andrew corner of preachers is in English. Why? If you are taught in English, you are able to go across anywhere. If you are taught in one thing, no. Local language, I think it is depriving other preachers to go somewhere. They are feeling they can't because it's not good to limit people who are to preach the gospel. So other thing, I think I talked last year about the after Cruikshank, then we have the Lirongwe School of Biblical Studies that came in. In fact, Kukushanga was aware of the school in Zambia, and we recommended some students to go there, and now we have a school here. So the approach of the school here is different from what we have been learning about the Bible school. We have tracts being shared, but things have changed. People have no time to read the tract this time. So it's the longest school people since 2016, it has graduated students, but they are emphasizing on social media, preaching on those networks, because people cannot read; they are busy on the phone. So you need to get them on the phone. This is another approach. We didn't use it. We didn't. No. So that's a big problem. We used to organize meetings and preaching like Giriam. No, Jad used to do like this. He could go to a village and show a film of cowboys. And people could gather. After maybe 30 minutes, then could switch off, then start preaching. Well, Giriam had a different approach because he was asking the village headman to call his people and preach. So that's why I'll give a statistics of the Church of Christ in the world. In the world. In America, there are a lot of congregations for the Church of Christ. Then India and Nigeria. Then Malawi is on fourth one. But it's on number one, taking the number of people in Malawi. So why the preaching of these missionaries? That they were just preaching a sub congregation, but we didn't have a Bible school, which can make people to understand the Bible apart from other things and to be strong in the faith. So that's how we can. But I need to conclude.
Yes, we are running out of time.
The church must have a succession plan. Jesus had a succession plan. He taught his disciples for about 3 years. And if you are against a Bible school, then you are against Jesus. Because Jesus, it was an on-the-job training. He did it. If you don't do it today, how do we transfer the position to have now? And also, Apostle Paul had established a school, a Bible school. Why a Bible school? He knew one day I will leave. But I should tell them the truth. They stay there. Even if I'm not there, that truth will still be going around. So buy the truth, don't sell it. That's the purpose of the Bible school. And with Timothy, I think it was 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 15. The knowledge, defend the truth, defend the house of the God. Why? Through learning of the Bible. So we can't do away without the Bible schools. But how depth is the Bible school? What is their syllabus? What are they teaching? Last year, I think you may wish to note that these statistics which I've just said, concentration of Church of Christ in the world, America is number 1, India number 2, Nigeria number 3, Malawi number 4. But in Malawi, Lilongwe is at the highest with number of congregations. Because in Lilongwe West alone, you have congregation every 4 kilometers. There is nothing in this world where you can have a church of Christ congregation every 4 kilometers. This is the work of the missionaries here, Giriam and the rest. From here to Kasia up to a lot of congregation. Though we lacked the Bible school, but at least we can now build on the Christians which are available. So we can use that one. So let's grow we should grow in number, but also grow in the strong faith and the Bible knowledge, which is very important. I thank you for giving me this opportunity, but I thank God for giving me good life. I'm 65 now, about 66, but I am still active. But I don't depend on support. My preaching, since my father taught me, if you start preaching, don't depend on support. Depend on
sometimes when
I'm owning OSCG organic farms. It's the same farm where I get to process, I can assist the prison, I can assist I can preach and so on. Other people, the old people. So when I preach and you depend on support, when the support is cut, you can
even abandon the way.
You can even leave the church. People have left the church because of this. So I think
say, no, they are not supporting me, so I'll leave this.
So my father didn't teach me in that way. Depend on your own, God will be with you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We have now come to an end of our second edition of our program, Preach and His Way, where our brother Austin Chivwati Gondwe has shared more information for us to know where we are coming from, which will be able to shape us to know where we are also going. You may also like to feature on this program. Let us know. You can contact us. You should be able to share more information about the church and you being a preacher. So let us know if you want to be featured on this program. We want more preachers to share more information about the church so that people should be able to know where we are coming from. So my name is Vinjero Gondwe. Looking forward to be again with you next time. May God be with you. Amen.
Ari ambuye naira naine naine dzapumulire kuno mwana we dzapumulire kuno iweyo tsamira mutu mwanawe